like that.
Well, that's game one. Let's see how long game two is going to be then. Obey back to being first pick again this game. They went with the new wall last time. Will it be the same?
Could be, but they ban away the Cirquette this time around. That was picked up by Cherryo last time, so clearly played well enough that it's making Obey switch up their picks and bans at least a little bit.
It was fun to see another team experiment with the mages in the duo lane in terms of the hunter position. The problem is that one of the issues we wanted to really show people and showcase to people was that you do lack physical damage to take down structures.
Yep.
That's a prime game of showing it. Terra will be first pick, given over to more than likely iRaffer.
Yeah, I like this first pick slot this time.
Xaliea does like a good bit of Terra in his time.
Could be, and iRaffer seems to want to play weird stuff anyways, so this could be an opportunity to hand that over to the other side. I think that if this Cerberus is going solo, I'd want Terra to go solo, because her passive will nullify that ultimate, can't be picked up. That's a much better matchup in the solo lane for Terra than it is Cerberus.
Mouse going to pick up Nuwa here as well. Could go to the mid lane, could be in the hunter role. We've seen Nuwa's quite a bit in the hunter position overall, and with how Mouse have been this year, wouldn't surprise me too much. Cucullin also locked in, definitely flexible. We just saw iRaffer play in the support role.
And honestly did okay. Cucullin's support just really fits iRaffer's playstyle as a player, which is, oh, I just went way too deep into the enemy team. Well, I'll knock everybody up, transform, bait a bunch of stuff, and survive, and then my team can come in and play cleanup. That's exactly how iRaffer plays support.
A lot of sustain for Obey here up against a Cerberus, someone that, you know, has a good time about dealing with sustain, and then
he does.
You've also got Cursed Ankh, which could come into play.
That could come into play. I think that's going to be a really good pickup against Terra in particular, now that that ultimate has changed and it's guaranteed to heal you and your teammates right away. Cursed Ankh pickups, man, use it. It is so potent. Probably the most underrated item in the game right now.
Artemis, though, for Mouse, something we've not really seen them go to so far this split. So seeing the Artemis picked up early, hopefully get to see that on Jermain.
Yeah.
Could be in the jungle, you just don't know.
I refuse to predict anything for Mousesports, and we'll
That's what I'm saying, it could be in the jungle.
To that. But if this is for Jermain, you heard Tully asking for it towards the end of that game. In a 60-plus minute game against a team composition that had no Thorns and no Hide of the Nemean Lion, Crit would have felt really good, and Jermain obviously wants to itemize into that. Again, if that Artemis pick is
I think Chiron's very good in the early mid stages. He's got great sustain in lane with his passive. A lot of people really underestimate how strong that passive can be. But if you're going to go late, like that last game was, then maybe you should. Obey, though, they're not going to be running the double mage this time, at least in the mid and the AD carry position, because they've picked up the ult.
I love this composition from Obey. This is comfort pick across the board for everybody on this lineup. And Ullr for Ataraxia, perfect. Love this. Now, Ullr can have a tough time against Artemis. If Artemis gets ahead, then she just kind of walks at Ullr, and you don't have CC immunity to get away from that boar. So this could be a little bit scary, but if Ullr can get pressure, Artemis has so much trouble hanging with him. I love this pick.
I'm excited to see Mouse, those Bruise Brothers, going at it against a normal composition in the dual lane. That's what I want to see in this game, is Mouse trying to show that they have this staying power in the dual lane once more.
And this is the kind of dual lane that can do it too. Ganesh and Artemis work very well together because you set up a trap underneath that knocked up member for the Ganesh. You can trap them on the Ganesh ultimate wall, and then you don't even need to use your own ultimate. I love these two picks in tandem specifically for that dual lane.
Dreams can come true. And with that, we're going to head over to F.Tolly to show us game two. Can Obey get two in the back?
I'm going to take that as if I'm the man of Hindu's dreams.
Could be.
That's how
or his nightmares.
I don't know about that. Either way, Nightmarish is game number one. Was game two the follow-up? Obey Alliance versus Mouse. You heard Ryan talking on the desk, talking about that duo lane. That's previously where this team has found their victories. Whether they're known as Le Myrmidon or whatever name they chose, it was all about the Bruise brothers, Dardez and Jermain. These guys started it and kind of have drifted away from there. Now, back to basics, looking to see what they can bring. Will it be enough to win the game? That's the question we pose to you guys in Mixer. What are you thinking, Toli?
I think that after this long, drawn-out game, they're still not out of it completely. I think Obey definitely have a more negative effect from that game because of how long they had to like coordinate their efforts, whereas it's much easier to spend less brain power playing defense than it is offense.
Oh, absolutely.
You're just waiting for the opposition to kind of just come at you anyway.
Right.
And with this dual lane from Mousesports, they were talking about it on the desk, Dardez and Jermain, Ganesh, Artemis. Early game is where it's going to be at between these two teams in the duel lane.
I want to see Cherryo show CaptainTwig how to play the Hun Bats. That's really what I want. This Hun Bats is one of Cherryo's specialties. Didn't look too hot in game one for CaptainTwig.
Now, the thing is, Hun Bats is more one of these LAN characters that you really want to bring out to the table. Cherryo is known for Guardians Online, being from Egypt, having higher ping than most other players. but brings out the assassins in the land environment.
Well, last time around, it was 80% of y'all that had faith in Obey. This time, 2% more come through for the big OB. We'll see if that's the way it goes. Right now, we're in negative minutes, right, Tully?
No.
Isn't that before? I thought I understood, and now I don't.
We're starting the game here, Tom.
But before we were in negative minutes?
Like the planning phase. This is way past the planning phase.
Oh, wow. Sprint popped off the
Aegis.
bat. Surprise. The Aegis is going to prevent some of that damage, but that sprint popped immediately there, Tully.
A big kind of foreshadowing of what's going to happen in this laning phase. That was only level 1. Like,
yeah.
Right off the bat.
Just a little bit of a taste. I got to say, I like Dardez' selection. The silence into the stance switchers is devastating when used correctly.
So, what iRaffer just did there, he dropped the stun on the melee minions, doesn't collapse it, proceeds to hit Dardez to pull the melee minions out of his stun, and then collapses the stun anyway. Bruh.
He got the slow on a Dardez.
Worth. Not worth.
Turn around from Ataraxia here on the Ool.
It's just little funny things like that that always put a smile on my face.
That poke from Jermain on the Artemis. Artemis is one of my favorite hunters, man, and watching her resurge here in Season 5. Because at the end of the day, she's got the trap is really interesting, but she really is just a shoot 'em in the face hunter.
Yep.
And I think that kits have gotten creative, and everybody's got different abilities. The classic shoot 'em in the face, not as prevalent these days.
Well, Jermain, he didn't offer crit in the last game, but now he has no choice.
Yep.
Playing the Artemis, just have it in your passive.
You'll find some lucky crits here in the early game and then later itemize for it, hopefully. It's kind of why Artemis is considered a late game character, because she's got that built-in crit.
I'm still surprised that Jermain just didn't hard swap
Me
to
too.
crit without any single thorns.
Me too.
It's one of those things that you kind of have to always be thinking in the back of your head, right? Because like if you're starting off Wind Demon and then all of a sudden now you see Hide and Thorns, you're like, all right, well, I'm obviously going to sell my Wind Demon so I don't kill myself. But that needs to also work on the opposite effect, where if you don't see those items, you need to take advantage of it.
I think at the same time, coming from the, it feels bad to lose a lot of CDR.
Fair.
Not saying it's rational. Just saying.
But he only had Transcendence, right?
He had Transcendence.
And that's it.
Actually,
So
yeah,
he only had
I think-
10% CDR.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. He had the Crusher.
He could have
yeah.
sold Bad Guy's Cloak to be more offensive if he really
True.
wanted to, and some other effects here. iRaffer going to set up the route onto Dardez.
Love the body block there coming out from the support as well. Making sure Dardez couldn't walk past him. Nice look there.
Xaliea going to transform for now. This little matchup in the solo lane should favor Xaliea at the beginning of the game, as it does for most Warriors versus Guardians. But as Nika levels up, it's going to favor him quite heavily, especially with the rotations coming out of Cherryo. The magical physical combination makes it difficult for any solo laner to survive.
Yeah, seeing Xaliea and CaptainTwig, still going to be tough to deal with them, but itemizing.
Cherryo just backed right next to that wall, letting the blue buff go.
Easy invade.
Yeah, Nika had to defend his own minions under the tower. So that's going to be a small marginal win for Obey Alliance. Nothing to write home about, but it's going to enable now level 5 on Xaliea before Nika, and as proxy, it should for CaptainTwig as well.
Well, Cherryo sat there, and I think he said, don't start blue. I think that was that GM command. He was just saying, look, don't start blue. I'll be back. They do it, though. I kind of forced that one. That wasn't that funny.
You know,
Sorry,
you got to
folks.
throw the spaghetti at the wall and just see what sticks.
Exactly, right? Did you
Did I what?
touch my spaghetti and throw it at the wall?
I would never touch your spaghetti.
See, now the Italian accent is appropriate. Before, you were talking about the French guy.
I dropped my baguette.
Now, what is that? Is that your Eastern European?
I'm just trying a bunch of different European accents here at this point.
I've got nothing, Tully. The only accent I can do is the Hindu man accent.
I do not want to hear it.
Or Cherryo. I'm Hindu man. The gambler.
The gambler.
On-
That's what I want to hear more of.
I'm so savage. That's my Hindu man. That's it.
See, you can't point out the savagery like that. You can't pretend to be Hindu man and say that you're savage. Other people say that Hindu Man is savage.
That's how they know him.
That's how he is recognized.
I'll keep that in mind for next time as I try to fix up my Hindu man. Every time I start the English accent, the more I speak, it becomes more Australian.
It's just, I'm about to join in on the chant, the Down Under chant.
The Down Under chant?
Yeah. It's like Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah.
You know how I found out about that chant?
Easy?
No. World Series of Poker, that one guy, the Aussie guy. He was
Yeah.
like in the final table, I don't know, and then he
Yeah.
got like, he had a bunch of his friends like ringside, and everyone hated him because his friends were so obnoxious. He would win one hand, he wouldn't even win like a big pot, right? He would just win the blinds, and his fans would just go wild.
I love that. I support that.
That's obnoxious.
That's fun. That's the type of stuff that we see at console lands.
That's true. Yeah, they do chant like literally everything.
It's so much fun watching.
Whoever hits the other person first as
Yep.
Hunter versus Hunter.
Yep.
Get wrecked!
Oh yeah, dude. First basic attack. I mean, I remember Mollusk got like kill number 3, totally irrelevant, stands up and starts screaming at him for like, and it was like you
know what it was? He was invading like back harpies or something like that. It's like, yo, you're not gonna defend this? I'm like,
and they're like, we don't like just take them, dude. It's back harpies. Calm down.
they're on another level, man.
Calm down.
They've been taking too much G Fuel. That's
No,
what it
man,
was.
I like that. I like that aggression. That aggression, that passion for the scene. I feel like that was brought back in season 5 to a lot of our PC pros. The scene definitely got revitalized here this year. Whether it's the stability that the prizing gives, all players making 30K, or the new meta, something is new.
You know what it was? The curse was broken. The
Yeah?
United winning, you know?
That's true.
No 3-peat for NRG.
Yeah.
So new blood, new fresh air. It's like, oh, no one can beat Energy. Why even bother? Well, United did.
I think it's a combination of everything. It's all of the variables put together. The fact that there is a new world championship, the fact that there is a new map, that means there's new strategies to be explored. So that brings people back to the game just for the hell of it, right? I mean, you see this new map and you go, oh my goodness, we can play Chiron, we can play Artemis, we can play Giannis jungle, and it'll work.
Understanding the little nuances of the map to kind of take to your advantage by proxying, maybe
Yep.
level 1, looking for the right jungle stars between, do I solo speed Tourette to gank level 2, or do I like skip back Harpies to do blue and gank soling? There's a lot of different options for
Yeah.
junglers as well here in Season 5.
I mean, what are we? We're 4 months into this. We're 3 days short of 420, and we've been here for so long. And just today, you and I were watching the Global Series, and we saw a newer strategy.
Yeah, that's right. So it was Smite Global Series Brazil, where it was Purple Swarm playing Tier Robin in the jungle, and they both started their speed. They had their mid laner just kind of start in mid, and normally you'll see mid start in mid with your jungler starting speed, but what they did was after they shared speed together, they kind of like transitioned into blue buff, which is where I think they kind of went south. I love the idea of starting speed with your jungler if you're soling, because you have plenty of time to go back to the wave. Speed buff spawns at 24 seconds. The wave reaches around the 30 seconds. So there's still a little bit of a window for you to get to the wave before losing any sort of minions. But by not allowing your jungler to solo your own
the
blue, he's not going to hit level 2, and he can make an impact.
But even still, you know, it was
Nice deal.
PrettyPriMe just letting it fly right there. New innovation coming out. And did they execute it perfectly? No, but it opened. I mean, you and I had the meta conversation on the cast going, wait a second.
That's a good start.
If he skips the blue, that's a solid start.
Yeah, a good idea, a little bit lack of perfection there.
Yeah.
And that's why you practice. You know, you look for those little things here and there.
I think we're a long way from things being solved,
I agree.
right?
This is only spring split of Season 5.
Yeah, it's fun because Smite is so open right now. I realistically think that there is a spot for almost every single god on the map.
I mean, keep in mind here, for this game, the draft, Nemesis Dodgy banned by Mousesports in the secondary ban phase.
Yeah.
It's been going like haywire between which teams want to ban these assassins versus the mages here. In the earlier set, where it was actually Rival versus Obey, Thoth in game 1,
10th pick.
10th pick. Robin, game 3, 10th pick.
10th pick.
Camazotz, game 2, 10th pick.
And it's gotten to the point where the purely powerful is not always the selection, and I think that's really where Smite is its most fun. Nice hit and run coming out from Obey Alliance to just invade and get out of there. It is the fact that it's the pure power is definitely important, but it's more about overall team composition and fighting into what your opposition are
Did
bringing.
he just steal that again?
Same thing, same old, same thing.
Oh man, PrettyPriMe is on fire with that steering paint. Now I like that idea because honestly, it's without even cooldown reduction into account.
Oh yeah.
At rank 1, it's 70 seconds, constantly reducing by 5 seconds per rank. So you add 30% cooldown reduction to a rank 3 ultimate, which is going to be at 60 seconds. Now you're looking at a 42-second ultimate.
Yeah, let it fly. Ra's always been that character, and CDR has come at less of a premium than it used to. You're getting 10 for free if you go Mage's Blessing. CaptainTwig again getting aggressive in Mouse's jungle. And a very slow, this is very interesting because a very slow game here, so it seems, but Obey Alliance have been playing fast and loose in the enemy jungle more often than not. It's about
Invading.
1,500 gold lead
A little invade.
just because of the invades.
Small here, small blue buff here, small red buff, and mid harpies there, and all of a sudden they're building a foundation that they can finish off the rest of the house.
Well, I mean, this is to use an old Adonicism. This is death by 1,000 cuts, right? There is no giant team fight that results in the gold fury. It's I'll take your harpies. I'll take your blue. I'll take your red. And you saw how fast they were able to just get in and out. They show up, all 3 abilities, they leave. That's been really successful for Obey.
And it's not like Mousesports doesn't have the vision to see them coming. Look at that mini map just peppered with red wards all over the place between left and right.
And a lot of the dirty work being done by Dardez there. 6 in total from him. 4 from the jungler as well. I think the jungler is very important when it comes to ward placement. Cherryo takes care of Xaliea on the right side.
Oh, that snipe from PrettyPriMe taking out Jermain.
Ouch.
Couldn't even react in time with the Aegis.
Nice follow-up. Important that Mouse gets that first blood. It cuts down this little lead that Obey has amassed by a little bit. But here's the problem, is that with the gank on the right side from the monkey, everybody knows that on the left side it's open.
Ooh, nice stun here coming from iRaffer. Really predicting the movement from Cherryo after the kill onto Xaliea.
Well, here comes the ensuing team fight. Mouse trying to punish, but Dardez is the one in trouble, so is Cherryo.
No jump.
More damage taken than exerted. PrettyPriMe takes care of one. iRaffer takes care of the other. 3-1 already. Here comes Twiggy. Blinking over the wall. Going to miss the root. Still on the chase. And it's Prime from across the street. Lighting him up. The double for PrettyPriMe.
The MVP of game number 1 making another impact here in game number 2. A slightly more skillful god than the Nuwa, really showing that, despite doing 75,000 player damage in the last game, he can maybe top that in game 2.
I mean, the Ra. It's hard to top the damage from Nuwa, who hits 5 players at once.
Fair.
But the Ra, yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't miss any snipes the whole entire game.
Which, isn't it? It's PrettyPriMe. I think that's actually possible.
Yeah, he's very accurate here. And, so I was saying, if he can hit every snipe and hit, at least 2 members, game lasts 45 to 50 minutes, I think he'll beat that.
He's below half or below average.
I mean, it's only level 14,
right
raw. Your power spike as a mid-mage, you might be under 10,000 at 25 minutes, and then once you hit 35, you're over 40,000.
Yeah.
That 25 to 35 window is where mages really start shining.
Gotta keep an eye on that one for sure. Thus far, the ping's coming out. Why are they pinging a tier 2 tower? What is happening?
I don't know. Normally,
what are they pinging?
Normally, I can give you a good reasoning for stuff, and that's where people lean on me for.
I think Mouse are just having fun. Cherryo again finds a secret kill in the jungle. This time, Ataraxia is the enemy that falls down. 2-1-0 for the Egyptian jungler, blinking over CaptainTwig so far.
Just broke his ankles there.
Yeah, that was a CP3 move right there.
That was like a montage.
PrettyPriMe.
Not gonna hit that one.
Caster's curse. CaptainTwig surrounded and pounded. Jermain takes care of the captain. Meanwhile, Tusky comes out. iRaffer going to be set up. Twiggy went down at first. Here comes help from BigManTingz. Definitely not enough damage there. So iRaffer will not escape. Nika makes the rotation by way of the teleport and cuts down the lieutenant.
Great accuracy as well. Nika being able to hit that paralyzing spit from a distance. He even canceled out the ghastly breath before. He just wanted to get 3 ticks off of it, apply the debuff, and get the damage going.
Understood exactly what this character brings. Cerberus has become a real favorite for these guys.
He's doing that 3 times in a row already, just on the left side of the map. Really on point with his mechanics. You can tell that he's very used to this newer god in Season 5.
Beautiful rotation. That was a very, very important teleport. And I tell you, I say, the teleport is not always a valuable relic. I think even at this pro level, we see players use it in the laning phase and then kind of forego it. Okay. First of all, it's definitely Mouse that's pinging. So they were pinging their tier 2 tower before, and then they pinged off the map on the right side. I think confirmed that it's a troll. This, much different. This is CaptainTwig pinging, asking his teammates where the mid laner is, and he's pinging that one out. BigManTingz gets hit by CaptainTwig and PrettyPriMe, but not enough to get the kill just yet.
The double sustain between Terra and Ra is going to allow CaptainTwig to keep being this aggressive, looking for the plays. Really unfortunate that he got disrupted there with the Fear No Evil. Definitely could have been a kill onto BMT, and all this long-range poke from PrettyPriMe and the double sustain is going to enable Obey to start grouping up in mid. They're shy of Ataraxia to make it 5-member strong, but could still get this tier 1 tower the longer this engagement goes.
They could absolutely have the damage this time around to force the tower. Instead, it's going to be Ataraxia forcing it on the left side. Jermain and friends coming over here to stop it, but the tower damage already done. Doesn't even need to force it. The issue already taken care of.
Obey is like, all right, Ataraxia, if you're not going to come to us, we're going to come to you.
Exactly.
It was just kind of like shifting lanes in traffic between these two teams, trying to figure out which tower is the priority here. And Obey recognizing that it's the duo lane.
Cherryo using these blinks defensively. Nice stuff. I don't mind it so far because we haven't seen a team fight that he needed it. Obey should make use of that, see that the blink is down, and force the fight.
That's right. Golfear just now respawning here. Mousesports are in position to secure
already.
less than half.
Quick damage coming out from the Artemis. Nika going to take care of iRaffer as well. Mouse take care of the Gold Fury.
That's surprising to see because it was Obey. I got that first Golfear of the game. They had the timer and everything. They let that one slip right through their fingers.
I think they definitely underestimated the amount of damage coming out for the Artemis at this point in the game. 17, almost 18 minutes in, and Mousesports have tied the game with that Gold Fury. Jermain so far on the Artemis is level 16, 1-1-1. All he has is the Executioner, but that with Transgressor's Fate, really, really, really smooth. Or excuse me, Vengeful Assault.
I'm not even going to bother trying to name any one of Artemis's moves.
The Trap is Transgressor's Fate. The Steroid is
Vengeful Assault.
Vengeful Assault. The third ability, the Hair of Arrows, Suppress the Insolent. And the ultimate is Caledonian Boar! And you've got to say it like that.
I will not. I refuse.
You've got to.
No, it's just Tusky, man.
No, it's...
No, it's just Tusky. Fear
no
evil.
Cherryo.
Not enough.
What did he get rooted there? Yeah, he gets rooted, tries to use the overhand smash, and gets smashed himself. Just a no surprise there. Too many Obey jerseys surrounding the monkey.
The PrettyPriMe ultimates are just chonking away here, and he's only level 17. He doesn't have that much burst in his build. He's more utility-based between cooldown reduction and amplifying his heal with a Rod of Asclepius.
Oh, I love this item. Let's take a closer look at Rod of Asclepius. Recently just changed. It was already good, but now even better. The item right after the mage's boots is really, really clean. Gives him health, gives him movement speed, and power. Look at this. 90 power on this guy?
Yeah, some people would even pick it up on non-traditional mid-mages like a support just to augment even more damage / healing for opposing allies.
CaptainTwig in trouble here from Nika.
Xaliea just wanted to get off as much damage during the transformation before going in the Celtic form. Dardez taking more damage. as he turns the corner. Pyromancer could be looked at. Obey Alliance can definitely out-sustain Mousesports.
And this is where they're going. Pyromancer probably easily taken by Obey here. That one's going to go the way of Obey, no problem. Like the fact that Mouse didn't invest too much into that objective.
iRaffer was getting poked out, needs to disengage here. Xaliea is now the one that's going to bully out Mousesports. And yet again, Obey doing a great job just working off of one another. Staying next to the monolith, staying next to that circle of healing. And I don't think Mousesports are prepared for this right now. Looking at their build here, they do have a Pestilence onto Nika and a Brawler's Pizza onto Cherryo with the Divine Ruin onto BigManTingz. But where's the upgraded Cursed Ankh from Nika? That should have been done a long time ago.
Right, the extra damage coming out from that relic, certainly a good look. 20% extra to be precise. Obey Alliance take the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Mousesports very close to doing the same here. We'll see if they decide to commit. Nika gonna walk right up to Xaliea, find the stun, and the follow-up stun, and the follow-up root.
It's a lot of stuff being thrown at Xaliea there.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, the silence is huge! Into the ultimate, into the ultimate. And Xaliea winds up getting out of that one. Cherryo here trying to fight as CaptainTwig has jumped a little bit too far, but over the top comes Xaliea, finds the knockup and the kill. Cherryo goes down. It's kill number 6 for Obey Alliance. Mousesports still pushing up.
Have the Ra healed. It's a 5-on-4 advantage for Obey, but they're on the defense here because they don't have the health or the mana to really play with. PrettyPriMe is basically out, as is CaptainTwig. iRaffer and Ataraxia are basically depleted as well, but Mousesports not going to force anything despite seeing all those numbers.
Yeah, just not confident in their abilities just yet.
I was a little surprised that Nika pulled Xaliea, but he didn't throw him all the way.
Yeah.
He like kind of did it sideways. I think he was really worried about that knock-up ultimate affecting his teammates. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't kind of do it, because his ultimate on Xaliea wasn't actually up during the pull, and it was up in like 5 seconds. So there was a small window to maybe burn Xaliea out before the ultimate came through. So during the disengage happened, Xaliea found the blink through the wall on right side mid Harpies, making that impact happen. You know, Mousesports found something else afterwards by bullying them under the tower, but not going for that weakened state of tier 1. A little questionable in the 5-on-4.
Yeah, at the same time, that tower's going to fall down eventually. Right?
True.
You can just walk in with an Artemis, hit 2, and take it down in 4 shots or 5. So it's one of those. Sometimes you like to leave the check uncashed for a rainy day. You never do that?
No.
No?
I deposit all my checks instantly.
Well, I'm sure the people that write you those checks are very happy about it. 22 minutes in here. 6-5. Obey with a very slight lead, but everything kind of looking even here if you ask me. Mousesports picking a little bit more traditional than some people have gotten accustomed to from this squad so far. Obey Alliance trying the Mage Rage last time around, looking for the double magical damage, replacing their Hunter last game. So it went over an hour. This time around, more traditional. Starting up the Gold Fury is Obey Alliance.
Xaliea taking some of it back, but will get sustained from that double heals. Obey Alliance baited them out to the point that Nua had to use the ultimate just to kind of see where all Obey were, trying to go for it yet again. Obey, Xaliea taking a lot of damage there.
Mousesports playing it cautiously. BigManTingz has already used the ultimate nice and early. And I don't mind that. Starting off the team fight, using it, and then seeing if it goes up a little bit later. There's going to come the ultimate from Artemis. Kind of finding a little bit, but not a huge impact.
CaptainTwig, Mystic rushing away defensively. Everyone from Obey is disengaging. Searing Pain onto 2. Jermain got clipped on the back end of that. Needs to disengage here. Does have Devil Gloves to sustain from the purple buff, but can he get back in time before the Gold Fury gets completed?
The ultimate's down for PrettyPriMe, so he's going to have to confirm it the old-fashioned way. The rest of Mousesports still local. The pings coming out from across the map for no reason. Cherryo now trying to escape somehow, but CaptainTwig right on his tail. Ataraxia steals the kill out of CaptainTwig's hands. Mousesports still being chased down to the left-hand side. CaptainTwig takes care of BigManTingz. Over the wall comes Ataraxia. Hack stun is good. The wall collapse is better, and Ataraxia finds a second.
That's 3 dead so far from Mouse. Searing Pain off the mark that time. Juking to the left was Dardez with his dash. 3 members jumping in onto 2. They're diving the left side. Phoenix here, Tom. They're trying to find Nika.
Can't find the kills. Can't find the kills.
They
But
get
the
the
door
objectives,
wide open. Tier 2 tower. Easy peasy. Gold Fury also eligible to be taken. The red buff even stripped away from the mid lane range. So Obey Alliance, one team fight puts them ahead. What is this, 4,000? Probably looking at a 5,500 gold lead after this objective here, folks. With that Gold Fury going down, you're about 5.2. I was close, but no cigar.
Phoenix was also taking a lot of damage there from just those minions. Not even committing was any enemy god from Obey Alliance. Must have been about 2.5 waves of archers.
Probably about that.
Normally it takes about 9 archers and like 3 brutes.
Yeah.
With a little bit of melee minions there to lock down a Phoenix.
Halfway already. Look at that one.
That Fire Giant though, I don't think that Obey could just walk down that door quite yet in a 5-on-5. Still need to find picks, even with an actual hunter now this game, physical-wise. Still need to be methodical about going in here.
I rather like their positioning for Obey. Mousesports taking control of the Fire Giant pit right now, looking for the Pyromancer, and that's going to be snatched away by Ataraxia. Mousesports can't find anything in this game.
CaptainTwig blinks in up and down with a Mystic Rush, forcing the Aegis from Jermain, which sets up the Searing Pain after. And now going in even deeper here is going to be Xaliea taking out Jermain. That's 3 dead.
We'll see you later. Xaliea. Oh, we'll see you later. Ataraxia again. Oh, we'll see you later. PrettyPriMe gets the Decisive. We'll see you all later. And we'll see the Fire Giant right now. That one's going to go the way of Obey. 14 kills, 26 minutes. Mousesports, all dead.
I love that. Great analysis there, Tom. We will see Mousesports later.
We will. They're going to respawn.
That's right. In about 8 seconds is Dardez. The latest to respawn is Nika in 30 seconds. I think that at least one Phoenix will probably fall here, but no, they're splitting up. Obey Alliance, I'm surprised they didn't all commit to one side or the other. I definitely feel like they could have gotten a Phoenix if they all grouped up. It would have been close. Getting the more guaranteed play, such an SPL thing to do.
I'm going to say this and explain. I don't care. Now, I care deeply about how they approach the game. I don't care about what choice they make there, Totally, as long as they make it. If the choice is to go all 5 onto a Phoenix or split up and take the towers, as long as there's a commitment. Too many times, even at this level, we see the split where all 5 players walk up to the Phoenix. Oh, I guess we don't need everybody here. All right, you 3 do it. We'll go look at the tower. And then by then, everybody respawns, and you don't get what you're looking for. This, at least, there's the commitment. I think both were objectively right. I don't think that either one is the wrong call. Whether you get the Phoenix or you get both of the towers, you're in a good spot. The towers are going to give you more gold. You get 3,000 for taking care of both of those tier 2s. The Phoenix is going to give you less gold, but more map pressure, right? I think both of those were the right move as long as you commit. And that's a lesson you can take back to your own games as well. 5 players in your ranked games making the wrong call is better than splitting up and not making a decision.
That's true. I always get annoyed when people don't commit. And Obey Alliance not afraid to get down on one knee for the Phoenix here on the left side. Trying to go in is Xaliea here, zoning out 3.
Ooh. And Xaliea just going to give him the rose right there. CaptainTwig sending Jermain back. The left side Phoenix goes down a lot easier this time. And CaptainTwig says to BigManTingz,
we'll see you later.
There you go, Tully. Mid lane Phoenix the target for Obey Alliance. Mousesports on the back foot. Here it comes. Mousesports trying to play defense. Mid lane Phoenix goes down nice and easy. Cherryo jumped on, dashed away. No problem. Obey Alliance still looking for more. PrettyPriMe gets them with the ultimate.
Wow, just so accurate there. So much damage from PrettyPriMe here. Titan of Mousesports falling.
Bang. Obey Alliance in 29 minutes, making this one hot. Really clean stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
Game number 1 was a marathon. Game number 2 was a sprint. And either way, they're running towards the victory, 2 wins to 0.
The double sustain, it was the Terra and the Raw that really allowed Obey to keep fighting into Mousesports. There wasn't enough burst or lockdown from Mouse to take advantage of that.
Much more balanced composition, I think, this time around. Not just because of a traditional hunter. You know me, I defend the weird, but the weird within reason. The lack of tower damage in game number 1 was rough for Obey. They still find the victory, change up their draft, and find the victory in game number 2 a little bit quicker.
It's interesting to see how these two teams kind of adapt from week number 2. But still, this rematch from week number 2 goes to Obey. 2-0 victory for them yet again, trying to climb those standings.
Who was MVP for this game? I think
wonder.
it's Prime. Is it Prime?
I think it was the Raw.
Is it Prime?
It's the Raw.
Is it time? Break us down, please.
I break you down all the time, but I'm not going to do it live on air. It's just rude. Rude and uncalled for. Finally, Obey actually looked pretty decent there.
That is the... If you would have showed me one game this year from Obey Alliance and I hadn't seen anything else, I'd be like, yeah, Obey's looking as good as we expected. They're
Classic
really sick.
Obey.
Yeah, but this is the first time we've actually seen it, and this has been that was the best game Prime has played all year. No doubt in my mind. His Raw there was perfect, and I loved the build. I loved the early Asclepius that synergizes beautifully with the Terra. There was no other option. Prime should have had 100% of the vote.
You were saying behind the scenes about it's nothing better than watching a Raw do Raw things.
Man, Raw is one of
When
those
he's on
characters. Exactly. Raw's a very rhythm character.
Oh my
I think
God.
almost all mages are rhythm characters.
That's hacking. That is hacking.
It's ridiculous.
Wall hacks.
But whenever you can feel it whenever you get on a roll with Raw, and then when you're loose with the snipes like Prime was in this one, when you're just letting them go, you feel like you can hit everything, and in this game, Prime did. I mean, the one team fight, I believe this is it. He hits, what, 3 people here?
Yeah, this was huge.
Ridiculous.
A lot of damage coming out there. One was immune, though, as he gets turned on towards the end, but he still gets the kill, which is the best thing on Cherryo, as he was blinding him.
Yeah, the blind. Cherryo was overhand smashing. Have you ever tried to overhand smash with your eyes closed? It's not going to work out very well.
Now, Obey win that set, granted, and it was against Mouse, granted. They did look better. How did Mouse look, though? Did they look like they were doing things?
The thing that I think, if you're a Mousesports fan, to take away from this set is that still have a lot of work to do, obviously, but Cherryo looked really, really competent today on these assassins, and that's what you wanted. That's what you wanted, the ability to say, Cherryo's flexible enough in the jungle now that he doesn't have to play Cabrakan, he doesn't have to play Athena. We can give him Circat, we can give him Hun Bats, and let him have a very good performance. This obviously not the result the Mousesports probably wanted, but I think there are some silver linings there.
We'll talk about the results today. Let's have a look at the EU standings, and you'll see that Energy are currently cream of... Oh, they're not cream of the crop, I should say. They are. I'm telling lies. They played one last game than Rival, who lost today to Dig. And Dig did find that win. That was very, very important for them.
And Obey still alive, but would need to win out and get some help. And we could basically say it's a 3-way race for 2 slots going into LAN here for the end of the spring split.
And it could come down to Party Pooper over in Europe.
Good.
But then again, if you look at the overall standings of all the teams, North America and EU combined, to show just how well these teams are playing, this will actually impact seeding.
And again, that plus minus that you see on the right there, you can find that by taking the amount of game wins, not set wins, and then subtracting that by game losses. The teams with the higher plus minus, you get, I mean, think of it this way. You find a 2-0, that gives you +2. If you find a 2-1, that gives you +1. These are ways that we'll be able to determine seeding throughout both EU and NA, as well as reward the teams that are forcing game 3s.
And by the end of the season, everyone would have played the same amount of games too, so don't worry so much about it at the moment if there's 1 or 2 skew whiff. I don't know if that word will go down well. Skew whiff.
Skew whiff? Isn't that 2 words put together?
It is 2 words, actually. This is a look at what we're going to see the rest of the week. That was Europe all today. Tomorrow's North America all day. EU United versus Trifecta.
And then Space Station CLG. That's going to be a huge matchup there tomorrow. I can't wait for it.
And then the rest of the week continuing on there too. Just looking out for interesting ones. LG versus Space Station. Definitely a game I want to see on Friday for you all to tune in for there too. Final thoughts for today, Aggro?
Obey Alliance finally looks like the Obey Alliance we expected. It means that Europe should be excited or maybe a little bit nervous if Obey continued to play that. I don't think that, I don't think they're going to make LAN, but I think that you were talking about like spoilers, party poopers. Obey could definitely be that towards the end of this split.
We'll see if Obey can do that. That's a very interesting one there. Tomorrow, North America continues. That's it for Europe today. And without further ado, I guess we bid you adieu. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of each other. Be nice, and we'll see you all tomorrow, bright and early, for some SGS, followed by some more Pro League action. Oh, and patch notes.